Hi, and welcome to another training video from XMPRO. This is an advanced video on how to use the chart, specifically around panes and axes. If you haven't already gone through the video on how to use the chart, I would recommend going through that first, as this won't make sense without it. So I have here a chart with a couple of series. The problem with this chart is that one of the series has values that are in the thousands, and the other has a series that its values are in the ones. So you can't really see enough detail. How we're going to fix this is we're going to add another axis. To add an axis, go to the Axes section and then press plus on the Y-axis. We can add wattage, and we can leave all of these. We'll get back to these later. Then we can go into the series under data and change the Y-axis from default to wattage. And now we can see how this looks. We have two axes on the left. One is the wattage and one is the default axis. However, it's difficult to tell which is which. So what we can do with that is change position of the wattage axis to right. And that will move the wattage axis onto the right side. So now we have an axis on the left, an axis on the right. But we're still not quite sure which is which. So for these axes, we can give them a title. And then we can see which axis is which. So we have motive vibration on the left and wattage on the right. Some other options that can come in useful are line color, which changes the color of the axis line. If I change this to red, then we'll be able to see it when I launch. Display grid lines. If I uncheck this, then the horizontal grid lines will disappear. Grid line color, again, I'll change this to pink, just so we can see what it looks like. Then we have label format, so this is for the numbers, and you can add either a preset, so thousands for instance, although this is the default, so I'm going to change it to %, or you can add your own format using the format here. I won't go into detail in this video. You can change the label color, so I'm going to change this to green. You can change the range start and end. So for this I'll say 0 for the range start and 10 for the range end. And you can change the tick interval. So this is the lines between each. So I'm going to change this to 2. Now we can save and launch, and we'll see the settings here. So the axis color was red, the labels were green, percentage is applying now, so 1 becomes 100%, 2 becomes 200%, etc. And the grid lines are pink. Of course, you wouldn't do this to an actual grid. You would probably do something much more beautiful. Let's say we wanted to add another pane. So I'm going to add another 2 series in here. And I want to put them on a different pane. To add another pane, we can go in Appearance, and then scroll down to Panes, and then click plus to add another one. So I've added another pane. Let's go into the new series that I've added and change the pane to those. So we have pane, second pane, and then again for the pressure, pane, second pane. Let's save and launch. As you can see, there are now 2 panes. We have the first pane with the originals, so we've got the wattage and the motive vibration, and the 2 axes are on this pane because we only have series on this pane that use this wattage axis. And on the second pane, we don't have any series that uses the wattage axis, so it won't be applied. This has been how to use panes and axes on the chart.